Oh my God, y'all. What is up? It's your girl, Beautiful Edwards, married, 20, and a licensed cosmetologist. And welcome to my 20s podcast if you're seeing this video. And first off, I want to say, God, I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am just thanking God because without God, I would be nothing. So, thanks to the utmost high. And yes, let's get in today's podcast. So, as you guys know, my husband and I moved to a new state and we're currently in our new home and I just love it. And this is my podcast room and your girl set it up herself. So, I'm loving it. I'm here for it. I'm loving the colors. There's definitely more things I want to add. But yes. Um y'all know last video was me and my husband, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So this would be podcast episode number 5. Can y'all believe it? It's just me today. So can y'all believe it? I am so grateful for those who are watching my videos and who share it and who view it. Like, I'm very grateful because honestly, I'm just in a season where it's just like, I'm going to put out my content. I'm not going to care about how many views it gets. I don't care if it's 10 or 10,000. I'm just going along with the ride and the flow of life. And this season is navigating the uncomfortable boundaries that you set for yourself. And I feel like being in your 20s, you are going to figure out what boundaries you are willing to set. And that goes with friendship, loved ones, just boundaries with yourself, like what you hold yourself accountable for. Um, I know me personally, my whole life, I've always had, I would say I have really good boundaries. Like, I set goals for myself, I set a expectation that I have for myself and for other people to follow that expectation. And if they don't, then I know how to maneuver the way I'm supposed to because of their actions. And I feel like in your 20s, you're going to go through seasons of people that are going to come in and out of your life. For example, there is many times in my life that I had friends along the way of definitely good friends, friends that weren't good for me at all, and I had to distance myself, and friends where you really got to know them and you're like, oh my God, I really love this person. I really like them. And they were only in your life for a season for like maybe a few months. Not because of any falling out, not because there was an argument, just because that person had moved on, changed directions in their life, stuff like that. And those are the friends that you're like, oh my God, like, I really like this person, but they just upped and left. I had some friends like that along the way in my life so far. And I feel like that's gonna still be the same thing. As I continue to get older, excuse me, I always like trip up on my words. But as you mature and you become older and that not cognitive, but your frontal lobe starts developing even more as you mature. And I would definitely say I'm already mature for myself at a young age at 20, but it's just going to continue that way. And I know there's going to be friends in my life where I'm going to be like, oh my God, I love this person and I cannot see myself without them. And there's going to be friends where I'm like, I don't know if I can get behind what you're doing and get behind you being in this part of my life or access to me. Like, those things are very important. I feel like who you hang around and who you choose to be in your circle circle is very important because you will become the people you hang around. You might say, oh my God, that's so cliche. You've probably been hearing it your whole life, but it's really, really true. It is extremely true. Um, there's people who, you know, there's so many different types of people out in this world, and there's so many ways you can live your life. You have to figure out how do you want to live your life, not what you see other people do, but what you want to do. And if those people who are you are around don't line up with the idea of where you want to go, then those are the people for you. Say, for example, like you're a person that's like a go-getter and you want to travel and you want to do all this X, Y, and Z and just be on the go and up and go and do those things, but you're around people that are like, I don't really want to do that. I don't have the money for it, or I just don't want to do it. I don't want to spend my money on that. I want to spend my money on this. Then don't be around those people. Be around people that is like, yes, girl, I'm down for it. Let's go. I can do it. Let's pack up our stuff. When do you want to book that trip? Let's make this shit out the group chat. Stuff like that. Or there's other people in this world that are like homebodies. They just want to be home and they enjoy being in the comfort of their home. They want to just have more of like friends come over and we talk and we chat and we maybe play games and we catch up and I'll cook you some dinner and vice versa. We'll go over each other's house and do the same thing. Then those are the people you need to be around. Or even for myself, I know for me where I want to be, I have this goal and idea. I definitely want to become more of a family oriented person, which I already am, but more of like I want to be around more married friends who are my age. And I want to be around those people who have kids and stuff like that. Like, I already have an idea of where I want to be and who I want to surround myself with. And that's very important because being around those people also makes you hustle and be like, dang, I can see it. I see those people doing it. I know for a fact that I can do the same thing. And I want to be in that space. I want to be there. It's the same thing as like, I don't know if you guys are like real big on like social media of like, for example, like Kim Kardashian. I know I don't really follow her life, but I see some of her videos and I see, well, not her videos, her Hulu shows, right? And I remember watching like her talk, and basically she, to be where she is now, she surrounded herself by those people, by being in the paparazzi, by you know showing up and knowing that these people were going to be there at this time. Like, she made a way for herself because she's seen where she wanted to be at. Like, if you're understanding what I'm trying to say. um Same goes for you. Like, if you're like, I want to be living in a penthouse and I want to have this amount of dollars in my bank account, I need to socialize with the people who already made it, or watch videos of the people who made it and how they obtain that goal and how to get in that space. Because when you're in that space, you're going to end up being there eventually. It's the same way how people are like, oh, if you hang around people who are not doing well, you'll hang around like what they say. If you hang around like what, five people or four people that are not doing anything with their lives, you're going to end up being the fifth one. Something like that. I don't know if I'm butchering that quote or not, but it's there. Yeah. And my purpose of this episode is so that you feel, if you're in a season right now where you're like, oh my God, like, I want better for myself, I want to do better, and I feel like the friends around me aren't motivating me, or in the space that I'm trying to be at, they have a different view of where they want to go. Like, how do I decide to move forward? And coming from a person who's been there, let me tell you, if you feel that way, do it. There is no excuse me, rule book on how to, not rule book. What am I trying to say? More of like, there you don't have to owe anybody any explanation. There you go. You don't have to owe anybody a reason why you're deciding to not hang out with them anymore. You don't have to give them a reason why you decided to do this route, or decide to make this a plan and do this or do that. You don't need to explain to nobody. Nobody. You don't. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. God will place you in the position where he sees is best fit for you. Um and yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. Like, you don't need to explain yourself, and you can definitely do whatever you put your mind to. 100%. You don't have to feel as though, like, in my other podcast episodes, I talk about just doing it. Just doing it, do what's best for you and where you plan on going and what you see for the future. Do it. And I feel like sometimes, even for myself, when I make these videos, these are also reminders for myself. Reminders for myself that also I have to take my own advice too, which I do. Don't get me wrong, I really do. But even more of a reminder, like, girl, you can do it. Don't don't feel as though it's like, but what are they gonna say, or what are they gonna think, and are they gonna not do this, or they might not like me here, or they might say this, or they might feel away here. So what? So the hell what? So what? And I'm just gonna keep saying that, because what are they gonna do? What what are the people that you are so easy to want to impress, or want to, like, have such this connection to, and bring them along with you? I mean, you can, but more of like, why do you care what anybody else thinks? Why? Okay, so what if you decide that you want to, change the directory of your life and do something different, but you think people around you might not go for it and they might not really support you on it? And if they're not going to support you, why have them around? Why? Why waste your time trying to make other people happy around you about the decisions you're making, if you're not really happy with the decision that you're making because you're trying to make everybody else happy? The only person that's hurting is yourself. It is. Because you're too busy worrying about, okay, if I make this decision, this will make everyone else happy, because this is what they plan for me to do. And it's like, no, it's not. And that can go for anything, like your parents, your friends, family, whatever. You can apply that to any person in your life that makes you feel that way. Whether that is, you know, I'm gonna just say a couple scenarios. Like, say if you want to move out of state or move somewhere far away from your hometown, but your family is like, no, I don't think you should do that, because you're too far away from me. This and the third. What if this will happen? What if? What if? What if? What if? So then you decide, maybe I don't want to. Maybe I shouldn't move. But you feel in your core that's something you want to do, but you're pleasing other people because of what they think you should do. Or another example, if you want to take a risk, like say you're really wanting to invest in your money, or you really want to learn how to invest, and you're telling people about all these investment ideas, and you're telling them like, hey, like, I really want to do this, but they're telling you like, oh, that's a scam, you shouldn't do that, it's not really going to work out for you. If you do that, that only happens to certain people. Why care about what they think? It's your life. You know what I mean? Like, if you're willing to take the risk, why not? Or another thing is say, I'm trying to think of a really good third one where I feel like those two are pretty good, but more of like, hmm, a any decision that you feel as though that somebody else might rain on that parade or make you double, like, baby, doubt what you are trying to do because they're scared, or they put fear in you. Do it. The only way to prove people wrong, or the only way to show that, hey, it's possible, is by doing it, being the first one to do it. 100%. The only way, I'm going to say that again, the only way to prove to people that something is possible is by being the first person to do it. There's probably things in this world where, I guess I want to say, like, whoever made the first phone. I don't know who made the first who I don't know who made the first phone, but probably that person had this idea and was like, "Hey, I have this idea," and who they ever said it to probably sound so crazy. They're probably like, "What? That don't make no sense. What are you talking about? That's not gonna work. That doesn't even sound remotely possible." But guess what? They did it. And now look, everybody buying phones, using phones to make content and doing all this X, Y, and Z stuff with their phone, making phone calls, texting, all those things, even with apps, stuff like that. You have to be the first person to do it for anybody to even believe that they can do better or want better or strive for a goal that they have deep down inside of them. You know what I mean? So, yeah. To sum it all up and to kind of keep on track, do what's best for you. Don't allow anybody else to make you feel as though the decisions that you're making are bad, unless it's really, really, like, necessary where everyone can agree, like, all right, I don't know if you really should be doing that. Like, you should have the discernment to know from right and wrong. I'm just going to put that out there. But if it's something that benefits you in a positive way and it's like putting good or doing good for you, your family, or the goal that you have, then by all means, do what's best for you. And don't be scared to not live your life because someone else may not ever have gone through that same idea that you have. Like, they never thought about doing something like that, or they're just like, just hating for no reason, just being like, you can't do it. No, do it. Prove them wrong. Like I said, to be able to show anybody that it's possible, you have to be the first one to do it. And lastly, if you feel like your friends aren't where you want to be, like if your friends are not contributing to the goal you have or where you're trying to see yourself in like 5-10 years, then maybe it's time for a friend change or friend switch, or I'm saying switch, a new set of friends. There we go. I'm sorry. A new set of friends, people that are in the same lane as you, like some friends that are trying to be where you want to be, so you can get an idea of how you can end up there. I always saw this quote where it's like, you never want to be the smartest person in the room. Never. Like, I don't know how true that is, but more of like, I took it as, when I hear that, is because you're still growing and you're learning, you can learn from other people who's already has more knowledge than you. So if you have this goal of wanting to be, like, for example, a celebrity photographer, okay, you can't be around people that first off don't want to be a photographer because they don't have that interest, so they can't contribute to the idea of what you're talking about because they don't know how that process even works. So you need to be around people who is trying to do that or made it happen for themselves, so you can kind of get the gist of like, okay, that's how they did it. Okay, let me go ahead and look up areas that support being a celebrity photographer, stuff like that. Or you want to be a model, go ahead and find friends that are also trying to be in the modeling industry, and also be careful with that. Just putting that out there, if anybody wants to be a model, just be careful. um find a good agency. Like, where do agencies be at? How do I get there? Maybe might need to move because I might have better opportunities in this area for where I want to be at. You have to take those risks for your life to be able to grow. You're not growing if you don't take risks. And like I said, other times you might have some more losses than wins, or maybe you'll have like a little bit of more wins than losses, depending on what the plan is for your life. But yeah, just like that. And anybody who's watching this that's in their 20s, these are just podcasts of just what it's like to be in your 20s and raw footage and raw conversation about it. And I hope that this helps you in any way possible. It's your girl, Beautiful Edwards, here, like your big sister or little sister, depending. I don't know what type of, what age you are, or how old you are and you're watching this, but here to let you know that those inner thoughts that you're thinking about and don't really speak out loud about, know that they're valid, and that everyone goes through it and everyone has that same kind of conversation with themselves, but no one really speaks out loud about it. This is that podcast for you to let you know, like, hey, I see you. And if this is where you are currently in your life, do it. Do it. I'm telling you, I'm going to advocate for you. Do it. Don't be scared, or do it scared. Do it scared, angry, mad, upset, confused. Because listen, the only person that's going to really make it all work for you, or really trying to help you out, is God, honestly. And, you know, everything will work itself out. It will. Don't be scared to take risks, and don't be scared to shake things up. You know what I mean? So I love you. I hope you're having a great night and or a great day, ever or of what time you're watching this. And I will see you guys in my next podcast. Love you.